Alright, it's the big gooch. Just thought I'd give you a quick first impression video. Obviously she's still been running, 276 miles now, and the book says about 1,000 kilometers, so 600 odd miles. So let me start by impressions on the looks of the car. I think when you see it in the flesh, it's a pretty car, man. From the back it's really understated and looks very much like a standard Polo, which is good for me. That's what I wanted. I want it to look stock, I don't want it to be shouty and look at me, so the red works for me as well. It does hide the GTI badges a bit more. Again, I'm happy with that, that's what I wanted. From the front, I think it looks awesome. I absolutely love it. The red stripe going through the LED headlights is such a nice touch, and it really sets it apart from the standard GTI. My recommendation to anyone thinking about getting a normal GTI or instead of a GTI Plus, don't. Save up and get the Plus. It'll be worth so much more long term. And having seen one side by side, when this got delivered to me, there was a normal GTI behind it on the trailer, and it just didn't, from the front, it just didn't shout. The headlights, it's got halogen headlights. It's over 20 grand, this car, and you're getting halogen headlights. You know, I couldn't bear it. Halogen headlights are shit, absolute shit. So for the extra money on the Plus, you're getting your virtual cockpit, which is awesome. You're getting a little armrest inside, which you might think you won't like, but it's nice to have. You've got your adaptive LED headlights, you've got your adaptive suspension, tinted windows, and God knows what else. It's well worth the money. So from a looks point of view, get the Plus. It's worth the money, honestly. Inside the cabin, it's nice. It's pretty much VW, and I know a lot of the reviews online talk about the hard plastics on the top of the door and around, you know, where your feet go. That's alright. It's not a deal clincher for me. It's absolutely fine. I don't go around feeling my car and going, ooh, yeah, that's so soft. It's nice and squidgy, admittedly. But yeah, I love the Jaccara tartan seats. I really like them, and I certainly wouldn't bother with leather. I wouldn't pay extra for it. So I'm chuffed with those. I think they're nice. They're bolstered. It'd be nice to have a little GTI stitching in the back, I think, but that's just me. Nice chunky leather steering wheel, flat bottomed with the GTI emblem at the bottom, red stitching, and obviously the normal standard paddles that you get with all the DSGs at the back. It's a pretty standard affair. Hopefully you've noticed that my dash inserts are grey. Ding-ling. Probably doesn't show up on camera, but it's a nice metallic grey. You can see the silver flake in it, and I purposely went for grey. I didn't want the red. I've seen a lot of reviews with the red, and to me it just looks a bit, I don't know, a little bit immature. I don't know how else to say it. And I get looking around, you're thinking, oh, it's a really grey, boring cabin. Yeah, it is. I just like the grey inserts over the red ones. If I wanted a bright, vibrant interior that kind of screamed, look at me, I would have bought a Fiesta ST. This particular model's got the standard 17-inch wheels on it instead of the 18-inch. Again, conscious decision was made. The bigger the wheels, the lower profile tyres. Our roads are shockingly bad in the UK, pothole damage, and a little bit of a harsher ride. and I personally prefer the 17s. It just rides lovely. So at the minute we're in normal mode, everything's in normal, suspension's in normal, and it's perfectly acceptable. It's not uncomfortable. It doesn't crash over any bumps, and even in sport mode, even when it's tightens everything up, it's still really good actually. It's still pretty compliant, but you can feel the chassis is sorted, it's solid. And the fact that hardly anyone has one of these around here at the minute, I have seen 2 in the last 6 months, and I like that, nice bit of exclusivity. I've seen quite a few STs knocking about, Fiesta STs, and to me they're very different cars, and I see a lot of people comparing the two. Similar brake horsepower, similar size, that's where the comparison ends for me. This car is an everyday comfortable car when you want it to be, and it's a fast hot hatch when you want it to do that as well. Just press the button. Fiesta ST to me looks more like a young person's car. It's probably a lot more fun to drive, but ask yourself this: on a country road, when you are giving it absolute 10 tenths flat out, do you really want it oversteering? Do you really want it kicking its leg up and doing 3-wheel corners? Because I don't, because I'm not that good a driver. Be honest with yourself. If you can handle it, go for it. By all means, go sliding around corners 3-legged and that. I want confidence, and that's what I've got with this car. So I'm not hating on the ST, it's just my personal opinion on it. If I went on a track day or an airfield day, I'd pick the ST every time because it is fun. If I spin it, so what? You know what I mean? I'm just getting old, I guess. So yeah, while the ST is a good car and it is fast, I've got lazy. So DSG, 200 horse and a load of torque. I'm very, very happy with it. On the sound front, yes, this car has the GPF, gasoline particulate filter, and I was dreading it actually because I'd seen loads of YouTube videos of it, and I thought, fucking hell, it sounds shit compared to the 2018s without a DPF, not DPF, GPF. And I was really surprised, I was pleasantly surprised. It does gurgle a bit. It's not been floored yet because it's still being run in and it's not been taken over 4K, but it gurgles and it sounds pretty good. I've had the windows down and I think, yeah, it sounds gruff. I like it. It's boomy. So I think when it's running a bit more and we start giving it depth, then hopefully we'll get a few more crackles and pops, and if we don't, I'll just whack another exhaust on it. The DSG sounds decent. I've not had it farting yet, but it does make a nice chuff when you change gear, so I'm chuffed with that. You can tell it's got an absolute ton of torque as well. It just feels so rich and smooth. It's a nice engine, man. It's not like a lot of these new cars that are just pure linear power delivery. You can definitely tell it's got a little bit of character about it. You know, it does sound decent, and it does feel like it's got something under the bonnet, which is really nice. I think the steering, I've put it through a few corners and it's very grippy. It's got a lot of confidence. It's a little bit light for me, even in sport mode. I do like it to be a little bit more heavy. So, slight criticism. I'm sure there'll be more as I get used to the car as well. But on the whole, I absolutely love it. It's economical when I want it to be. So like now, just cruising around, driving normally, 35 to gallon. I took it out for a run the other day and I got 45 to gallon, driving it like a granny. But on the motorway, I was still doing 70 mile an hour. Cruise control was on. I can't ask for fairer than that. Oh, I've got to show you this, hang on. Adaptive cruise control. Let's turn it on. So I'm going to set it to 65 miles an hour. turn it on. And I don't know if you can see or not, but you've got a little bit of a green bar there on the speedo. That tells you how far up the speedo it's set. And if I want to drop back from the car in front a little bit, I just amend my distance. The car does it all for me. Oh my god, I absolutely love it. To me, it's the best thing ever. I love it. I found it to work flawlessly. I mean, you can see now it's doing it all itself. You can feel it dabbing the brakes for me. Oh man, it's brilliant. Tell you what else it does as well. Going downhill, you set your cruise control again. Let's say you're doing 40 mile an hour. It'll maintain 40 for you. It'll just nip the brakes and take up to 40 mile an hour, which is, I love it. Because my journey to work is full of dickheads. Do you know what I mean? They can't do 60 in a 60. They do 45, speed up to 50, back to 45, up to 60, 55, and it just pisses me off. With this, I can set my cruise and I can leave it, and it just does its thing. It's beautiful. I adore it. So yeah, I'm just really impressed with it, and I genuinely like it. I like the exclusivity. I like how it can be the best of both. You know, you can hear the turbo, you can hear it growling away. It sounds sick. I really like it. I really like it. So I can't wait till it's running and we can start putting it through its paces, see what it's really got. But yeah, for now, this is the Big Gooch. Peace out.